Welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample. Today we're going to be diving into some topics that's going to inspire our growth and have a positive change in our lives. The main thing we're going to be talking about today is overcoming that fear of failure and embracing it as a natural part and a necessary part of success. Do you ever find yourself wanting to do something or start a new project and you just don't do it because you're afraid of failing? This episode is for you because we are going to shift our mindset right now. We're going to explore how to shift our perspective and turn failures into stepping stones on the path of success. Failure is a word that all of us never, ever want to experience. And we push things off because we are terrified of that word and we don't want to fail. But what if I told you that it's not failure? Failure isn't the end, but it's just a crucial part of your journey. The first step is changing how we view failure. We need to shift our mindset. When we fail at something, yeah, it's pretty discouraging, right? But that's only because your mindset isn't in the right place. You think it's the end. It's not. When you fail at something, it is only telling you what you need to make improvements on, what you need to fix, what you need to change. Each fail is a new lesson on how to improve. Instead of viewing it as a complete dead end, because it is not a dead end, we need to view it as an opportunity. Every failure teaches us a valuable lesson, and it'll help us move forward. Are you ever driving, like you have your GPS on, you're going somewhere, all of a sudden, construction, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know where to go now, this is annoying, and you get all mad? That's all failing is. It's just a detour that is leading you into the right direction. Because guess what? When there's construction, they always got a detour sign showing you where to go next. That's how you need to view failure. Starting this podcast, I was terrified that I was going to sound stupid and silly and no one would care or even want to listen to it, but I really, really wanted to do it. I love it. It is so much fun for me. So guess what? I went for it. Each and every episode, every time I even sit down to film, I'm going to learn more and more, and I'll improve. It's not going to be a fail. It's just going to teach me what I need to do better. I have ADHD. I talk in circles, and I forget what I want to say half the time. So I was really scared when making this podcast. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to not talk in circles? How am I going to stay on track? What do I do? So guess what? If you ever see me look over there, I keep notes of exactly what I want to say on my iPad right there. Because I know myself. I know I get off topic, so that is what keeps me on track. And that's fine. That's just what I need to do to stay on track. The night before I film, I spend a few hours typing up what I want to say, press record, have the notes there, and say it. My very first episode that I filmed, I didn't write notes. I didn't have my iPad. I just talked out my ass. And watching it back, I saw myself kind of talking in circles a little bit. So then I thought of the idea, how can I fix this? What can I make improvements on? So I thought, let's just write it all out, write what you want to say in chronological order so it makes sense, and just have the notes as a guide. Because you wrote it came from the heart. You know what you wanted to say. Just write it down and have it as a guideline. So I took that as a lesson to improve and get better. Many of us think failure is the complete opposite of success. And it isn't. It is a part of it. You need it to have success. Do you think Elon Musk was a success his first rodeo? Absolutely not. He had to make many rough drafts, many models before he perfected what he wanted. And that's what you have to do. The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. You're not going to be perfect at something the first time you give it a try. But how are you going to know what you're good at if you don't even give it a shot? I started real estate, and do you know how many no's I get? I'm door knocking. Hello, I'm Lexi. Do you want to buy or sell? Do you know anyone want to buy or sell? You know how many doors they close? You know how many people don't answer their phone or just hang up as soon as they hear you're a real estate agent? All the time. Or even people that just pretend they want to buy something and text you lying that they're going to buy something, and then when it comes to getting pre-approved, ghost. They just wanted to talk to you because they think they're pretty. That happens all the time. However, I didn't get fed up with that. It's part of the process. And guess what? I got a sale eventually. All those no's, I kept pushing, and guess what? We got a sale. You just got to keep on going. Don't let those no's make you not go anymore. Because I could have gotten discouraged. After all the no's, I could have just not answered my phone, not answered my emails anymore. Then I would have never gotten a sale. It's the same concept. It is extremely important to learn resilience. This is the ability to bounce back from your setbacks and come out stronger than before, much stronger. Rather than letting failure defeat you, use it as fuel to preserve and keep moving forward. Success is not determined by how many times you fall, but it is about how many times you get back up. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Na, 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 na. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Exactly. What do you think that song's about? Succeeding. No matter how difficult the journey may be, success is still very, very possible. You just cannot be afraid of it. You can't be scared. Those who succeed understand that setbacks are not permanent. They only are permanent if you let them be. It's all about focusing on your goals, staying driven, staying motivated, and learning from those setbacks and changing what needs to be changed. If you're willing to learn, you'll be successful. If you're just going to give up the second things get tough, then you made your choice. At the end of the day, you control your own success and your own life. As long as you can accept the hardships and learn from them, you're going to be all right. If you're not willing to accept that and you just get discouraged and angry and then just quit, how are you going to learn and how are you going to grow? If you truly and seriously want something, you need to go at it until you get it. You're going to have setbacks. All that does is push you into the right direction. I used to be terrified of failing at something. I was so scared, but now I see my setbacks as motivating. That just makes me want to try so much harder and go after it until it's correct and how I want it. I'll never get to the success without some setbacks. You just won't, because they're stepping stones. You got to climb up the ladder. You can't just get right to the top. How are you going to get there? Ladders have lines. You can't just jump through all the lines. You don't fail at anything unless you quit. Quitting is what failing is. And we are not quitting anything ever. We are so much stronger than that. It's about willpower and what you want in life. You're going to have setbacks. Everyone does with everything they do. It's just a part of life, so you can't be afraid of it. You got to let it happen. Another huge part of overcoming failure is changing the way we view success. Success is not about being perfect all the time and making zero mistakes. It's about taking risks, learning from our failures, and growing as a person. By changing your focus from the outcome to the process, we can free ourselves from thinking everything needs to be perfect all the time and just embrace it as a part of the journey. Because us thinking that everything has to be chef's kiss, perfect, that is what's making us afraid. Because we think it needs to be perfect the first time we do something. No, it's just not realistic. We see people online with their houses, their families, their jobs, da la la la. Everything looks perfect. Everything looks amazing. But no one mentions that journey that it took to get there. No one talked about their struggles. They only post the good. It takes time and effort to get to that point in life. But no one talks about it. No one posts that online. You just see the good. You don't see their stepping stones and their setbacks. It is very important to surround ourselves with a supportive community that supports your goals. They need to encourage and uplift you, especially during the times where we fail and get discouraged. Whether it's family, friends, your mentor, a therapist, just having a good support system can provide you the strength and encouragement to keep going, especially when times get tough. This is why my circle is so small now. Not everyone is supportive or a like-minded individual. Some people are preying on your downfall. Those are not the people you need around you. You need the people that are cheering you on when you're doing good and even cheering you on when you fail at something and showing you that everything is going to be okay. When you fail at something, you don't want your friend to be like, oh, guess it wasn't meant to be. No. When you fail at something, you need to be like, oh my gosh, well, you can make these changes. You can do this, 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 and this. And they uplift you to try again. Another part of getting to success, I would not share anything with people until you are for sure you are doing it. Or you are for sure everything is done. Because there are those people that are preying on your downfall. When you have setbacks, when you start to fail, this, that, and the fourth, they're going to be clapping in their head. They're not going to say it to you ever, no. They're going to be silently cheering you on for having setbacks. So you do not want to share what you're doing with every single person yet. That's why you say it in your small circle. Don't post it online when you start a new project. Don't post about it because then there's going to be people watching you, waiting for those setbacks. So I stopped sharing everything I'm doing until it's done. I didn't tell anyone I was starting a podcast. No one. I didn't tell anyone until I actually sat down and filmed my episodes. Because then there's going to be people cheering me on if it doesn't do good or if I just give up. They're going to be like, oh, you could have never handled that. You know what I mean? So there's always those people. Work in private. Stay private. The best thing you can do is just cheer yourself on. You are your biggest cheerleader. You know what you're capable of. Just work for it. Look at this sign. Be you. Believe in yourself. Don't ever forget that. Just keep going. Do it. Just have that faith in yourself that you can do something. When you fail, don't just be like, fuck it. I'm never doing that again. It didn't work out the first time. I never want to try. No, we're not going to cry about it. We're going to make improvements. We're going to be like, okay, this didn't work out. What went wrong? And then go through it, figure out what went wrong the first time, and do it again. And if something goes wrong again, do the same thing. Just nitpick at it until you see exactly what went wrong. And then guess what? You're climbing up that ladder. Then you're at the top. Ding, ding, ding. You've succeeded. It takes time. Good things take time. Nothing good is just like, here. You know? It takes time. So be patient. You need to have patience. Patience is the biggest part of success. Some people don't get rich until they're freaking 40s. You know what I mean? So you're gonna get there. Just breathe. Breathe. The next time you catch yourself hesitant to do what you love and chase your dreams just because you're afraid of failing, remember, failure is not the end of the road. It's just a detour in the path of success. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it help you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for listening to Boss Up and Glow Up. I hope this was able to motivate you just to keep going and pushing even when times get tough. Never forget that your journey is what you make it. You just have to keep going and never give up. You just need to have patience and determination. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. I hope I was able to motivate you.